To Ed in Indiana. Ed, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling in. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Steve. You have such a gift on giving us stories to help us keep our mind right when we're trading.
We got Ed Young on the line. Now we're talking. Now we got a co-host for sure.
Steve, I just wanted to call in a little bit of support to you because I always believed that an investor had to be whole-minded, and if they couldn't control their emotions, they could read the charts all they want and still hurt themselves. And you seem to be so balanced. You have such a good calming influence, and all the little antidotes. You're constantly putting that in there with the technical analysis, and that is so important. And my hat's off to you. I'm still a listener, and I love what you do. And I just wanted to call and give my support to you, Steve, and tell you how much I appreciate it and how much it helps me.
I can change the world. I will be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change the world.
Let's go over to Don in Odessa, Florida. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a subscriber to your service, and I just want to let you know that I sure do appreciate what you've done for me over the last couple months here.
Thank you very, very much. Let's go to Mike and Brandon. Mike, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, I love your show. Your show's great. You're good common sense about everything, and you're laid back and you're clear when you talk, and that means a lot to a beginning investor.
I could change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world.
Let's go to our first caller. Let's go to Susan in Boca Raton. Susan, thanks for calling.
I just have to say one thing. I just recently subscribed to your Mastering Probabilities.
Oh, thank you.
You have put so much time and effort in it, and it shows.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters out there. Welcome. I'm the host, Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the Trader's Edge, and thanks so much for joining me. I absolutely love being here with you. And, we'll tool around the markets. We will get your head straight, just like Ed said. And, folks, because that's really what it's all about. This week we've been working on dreaming, if you will. Some of us have been California dreaming. What a great place. I love that state, especially along the coastline, the mountains, everything. You've got everything out there. A little too cold for me. I like this warm weather climate, like the spot I'm looking at right here, over in Lanai, Hawaii, folks, that's my kind of climate, where I can wear a pair of shorts and a T-shirt every day, maybe a polo shirt, a golf shirt, but that's my attire, a pair of flip-flops. That's what I love, and I love being there. I love being able to take myself there. That's why I surround myself with visuals of where it is that I want to be, where I can place myself. Why? Because I'm able to put myself in an area of strength. And when I'm able to do that, I'm still able to stay totally present and focused with regard to where I'm at. And this week here, we've been talking about because it's 2012, because we're in our second week of 2012, because I think this is trading session number 7 or 8 of 2000. I think it's, trading session 8 of 2012 here. Pretty soon, that rear view mirror, New Year's Eve, when you made a resolution, or maybe you said, I'm going to go ahead and change this in my life, that starts to get so far away from you. But I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to keep everything present. I'm going to teach you how you can manifest anything it is that you want in life, and I'm going to teach you to dream. That's the first piece of it, And why do you want to dream, folks? Because life is way too short to not pursue your dreams. Pretty soon, you can get to an age where it looks like your best days are behind you. I don't believe in that age at all. Look at Betty White. What age is she? 90, 92, something like that? Still picking off awards. What awards do you want to be able to pick off in life? You can absolutely do anything. If you just look around, you will see successful people. If you just simply adopt their strategies, folks, then you too can live that life, your life. It's really about living your life. That's really what creating these dreams are all about. It's about getting in touch with yourself. What is it that you want to do? You've got to remove everything else around you, your environment. You've got to remove the people that you work with, the people that you live with, the people that influence you, the televisions, the media, the radio, even me. You've got to remove all of that stuff and go find some peace and quiet time and get in touch with your heart, because life is way too special to not fulfill your dreams. And there's a reason that a lot of folks haven't found happiness, and that reason is, folks, because they just haven't mastered the art of being. They're just not happy with who they've become. But you can change that. How fast? How fast can you change who you've become? Just like that. There is nobody stopping you other than what's in between your ears. You can do it in a heartbeat. I want you to do it. I want you to fulfill your dreams, whatever they are, and fulfill your dreams in all areas of your life. You want to be able to fulfill them in your personal life, your relationships that you've got, your coworkers, your family, everybody, all your relationships in your life. That one big category in your wealth area of your life. And wealth doesn't mean money. That's a part of it, but in your entire wealth area of your life, and certainly in your health area of your life, we do that here at TFNN. And folks, what we like you to do is like you to go watch us on TigerTV. That is, unless you're driving and listening to us on the radio, and we really do appreciate you doing that. And what we want you to do is, if you're not, go take a look at TigerTV. You can get it streamed onto any mobile device, if you will, any iPad, and it's a great way to learn, because we're going to take a look at charts. I'm going to show you sacred geometry that's out there. I'm going to show you patterns that exist, because you've got patterns, I've got patterns, and all those patterns are present in the marketplace, and for whatever reason, you know the reason, because they're patterns. They all converge at certain mathematical areas that give us an edge, and a competitive edge in trading, folks. That's a good thing to have. In fact, in life, a competitive edge, that is an outstanding thing to have. That's why you're here. That's why we're focused on the dream aspect of it. Now, when you're dreaming, when you're putting together your list, I've given you a chart, if you will, to put together your current year. That means the next 12 months, and the intermediate time frame, 2 to 10 years. Maybe for you it's 2 to 5 years. Look, there's no wrong way to do this other than not do it. So you can take my chart and you can go ahead and chunk it into whatever categories you want. And then hopefully what you've done is you circled, 3 areas, or at least 1/3 of whatever you put down on your list in your health and your wealth and your relationship aspect of life. And we're going to tomorrow, because Tom's going to be out of town, so I'll be doing 2 hours tomorrow. I'll be kicking things off at 9 o'clock like I do, and then doing the Money Masters. So I'm going to reserve more time to tomorrow with regard to the actions, if you will, because all that I've been asking you to do this week is come up with your outcomes. You see, when you're dreaming, what you're really doing is you're coming out with the outcomes that you want in your life. And I like using that word outcomes versus goals, because a goal is, something so specific that if you don't hit that exact thing, you might feel like you failed. You haven't achieved your goal. An outcome is just something, the way we use that in trading, we're looking for certain outcomes. We're looking for patterns to complete in a certain specific area. If your goal is to hit this exact number, you're going to be very frustrated in trading. You're going to be very frustrated in life. So what I like to do is use that word outcomes. Where'd all that come from? Came from a great system that Tony Robbins created. Yesterday we were talking on the Money Masters show about Tom's experiences with Greece, if you will. In my case, I grew up. 2 of my best friends were Greek. I grew up in Greektown in Detroit. And what was so cool about this program that Anthony Robbins created, he's got 3 initials, and an acronym that it stands for is called OPA. Well, look, you can't find me going into a Greek restaurant, immediately sitting down, ordering a beer, ordering a couple of saganakis, not one, well, maybe one saganaki, and a whole plate full of tzatziki. To me, that's the whole meal. Now, there's other great food there, but you got to get, into that appetizer stuff. So he created this acronym, if you will, OPA, and it fit right with me because it's how I grew up, if you will. And if you haven't had OPA in life, okay, outcome, purpose, action, or you've been to a Greek restaurant and you haven't had a saganaki, do it, because it is the greatest flaming cheese out there, and it's a blast. So, and life is really all about having a blast. And so what we've really been focusing on is we've been focusing on your outcomes. That's what your dreams are. So you want to establish what those dreams are. Remember yesterday I said something, maybe it was a little too subtle, so I want to say it again. Reasons come first. Because OPA stands for outcomes, P is for purpose, what I'll call reasons, and A is for action. You don't think about your action because you can come up with action plans once you understand what the outcome it is that you want to achieve. But folks, you won't achieve your outcomes if you don't have strong reasons. And those reasons have got to turn into musts. If you want to be able to create financial freedom, if you want to be able to take your working capital and turn that into enough income on an annual basis to take care of your expenses, or maybe it's just a portion of your dreams, because what we're going to do here is we're going to take you folks and take maybe one of your dreams that you think is not really a reality on a toy and a reward, because toys, folks, when you reward yourself, when you have a little flavor, when you have a little toy, no matter how tough it is, in fact, the more difficult your life is, the more important it is for you to go out and experience one of your toys, because that will give you the basis, the emphasis behind having a real strong reason why you want to go ahead and keep punching through no matter when the universe throws stuff at you to throw you back. Look, we're in a marketplace where for days now, or weeks, or certainly for days, almost every morning there is something that's going on in the market that is trying to push it down. But what's happening out here is it keeps being pushed up. Right now you've got the futures relatively flat compared to where they were. You've got the S&P is up about 3. You've got the NASDAQ up about 8. The Dow up about 20 or so. Small caps up a couple. If you go tour around the world, FTSE just turned positive. You got the DAX is up 67. It was up about, a little over 100 early this morning, maybe around 6:30 or so, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And what you're seeing, what you're looking at on my screen right now, you're looking at a chart of the euro. And the euro right now keeps trying to be punched down. This is the 120-minute chart. This is my hammer, as Tom called it. I've got ownership of this candle that occurred during the open, during the first 2-hour session when we opened up Sunday night. That created this hammer candle. And all that happened yesterday was it came down here and it tested that hammer candle, folks. Well, there are strong reasons why this market wants to go up. There's money that's actually flowing into the market, even though we've had light volume. What my clients know because of a certain tool that I use to keep track of is money flowing in or flowing out of the market. I can tell you money's flowing in the market. When you've got money flowing in versus going out, you will expect that buoy. You will expect that market to rise. So there's strong reasons why, no matter how people are trying to push this market down right now, it keeps pushing itself up. And I want you to be able to experience life like that, because the reality is the universe is just testing you to see if you really want it. So, tomorrow we're going to spend more time on the A part of OPA. And I want you to live a life of OPA, of celebration, but you got to understand what your outcomes are and your real strong reasons why. So tomorrow, make sure you've got a list of strong reasons why it is that you want the things you want in your life, folks, because that is the first step to being able to manifest anything you want in your life. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
In 1929, Joe Kennedy had $4 million. By 1932, he grew it into $180 million. All this during the Great Depression. The good thing about economic difficult times is that the worst economy can produce the best rewards in the shortest period of time. In fact, during the last 130 years, 61% of that time has been spent in recession. How would you like the strategies that are bulletproof against the turmoil of our economy in these fast-changing times? For the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets used by millionaires and billionaires. These are bulletproof strategies that will absolutely astonish you. I'd love to introduce you to these concepts that will absolutely change your life. You'll learn the 3 ways to grow any business exponentially. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien and host of the Trader's Edge, both seen daily at TFNN.com. If you're even a little bit interested in accumulating wealth, providing a better life for you and your family, then go to TFNN.com, look under Breaking News, and click on the Get Steve Rhodes Special Report link, and I'll email you this free report, Pathways to Wealth.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. We're just reading an article here in the money section of USA Today. Love this paper here. And in the story reads, newbie funds aren't risk takers. Anyways, just really talking about the mutual funds, a little bit about the ETF structures that are out there. You know, if you've been listening to some of the news, they're blaming some of the issues on the triple ETFs, any of the ETFs, any of the leverage products that are out there. Well, do you realize in 2010, the net effect of the number of mutual funds that they added into the industry, like 210, 220, something like that. I think with regard to the ETFs that we trade out there, there's, it's over 1,000. You know how many mutual funds are out there, folks? I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 7, 8, 9,000 mutual funds that are out there, and the mutual funds, and they just added a couple hundred more. There's more mutual funds out there that have got an impact on the marketplace than the ETFs that you and I trade out there. I think it's nothing more than a blitz by these mutual funds. They don't want you to be able to have the flexibility to go from one vehicle to another and give you a total plethora of ways to be able to trade. Well, that's not how it is here at TFNN. We want to be able to teach you how to trade. We were talking about the euro, the 120-minute chart that I've got up on my screen here right now. And what's really important, I was talking about, let me just erase this portion here from my screen. So you've got a flat screen, and so right here you've got this candle, you've got a hammer candle that came in, as I said, during the first couple hours of trading on Sunday, And that is an area there. You've got this small little body. That's this red section up here towards the top. And during that trading session, during that 2-hour period, you had the bears pushing down on it, trying to get that euro down as far as possible. But towards the end of that session, if you will, you had the bulls, and they were just simply pushing it up. You know, where it opened is at the top in a red candle. When you're looking at my charts, that's where the stock actually, or the equity, or whatever it is, the future, the currency, whatever it is we're looking at, that's where it opened. The bottom of the red, that's where it closed the session, and simply the wick is the little extension above or below that you've got. And so this here shows that the bulls were really trying to take control. Well, once that happened, look at how the euro went ahead and it moved up on this 120-minute chart. You know, what did it do? We talked about making a move. If you just go over to the left-hand side of the chart, what you will see out here at 4 o'clock in the morning is where, you know, this, the 4 o'clock in the morning on January the 6th is really where the move, where the downtrend started, if you will. And all the euro did was it got back up there. It got back up there right around the time frame of 6 in the morning. Maybe, you know, it completed that right around 10 in the morning on January the 10th. And then when you do a move of a move, you're going to do something different, right? Well, you know what this does? It creates an ABC down. You know, you start with your A point right here, which is the top of that swing point, come right down to the bottom. That was made at about 2200, so that is 10 p.m. in the evening on, what's the date here, January 10th, comes and pulls back up to the 6 o'clock in the morning on January the 11th. Now, what you can see is that it made more than a 1-to-1. A to B equals C to D. The 1-to-1 would have finished right here. And the reason why it was telling us that it was going to make more than a 1-to-1, A to B equals C to D. Why? Because in the C to D leg here, folks, look at how this is on the left-hand side. The move on the C to D leg is something you really want to be able to pay attention to, because the pattern there is telling you whether you've got more oomph, if you've got more strength on the way down. And sure enough, it did. And you can see how as it was coming into the 1-to-1 area, you had this long range bar. So what does it do? You make more than a 1-to-1. This is telling you you're going to come out here and you're going to attack this hammer candle. But because this was the place where the bulls took charge and pushed it up again, all it did was it tested that area. Look what we've got going up here in the euro. You can see it came down, tested that area yesterday at about noontime during that trading session, and wow, you know, it's up. Even this morning, they tried pushing it down. Look at this long-range bar here just during the last 2-hour trading session. So that's the euro. If we take a look at the 30-minute chart, if we take a look at the 30-minute chart here real quickly, and then we'll go to our first caller on the 30-minute chart here, what you can see, you'll be able to see the different AB equals CD patterns. Look at the ABC pattern it made coming out of here. Here's our A point right down here at noon yesterday. B point came right in here at about 21:30, so I think that's about 9:30 or so, and then moves down, makes an A to B equals C to D. Right up here, finishes that, does something different, pulls back. Now look at that. You're going to see some real strength in the market here today, folks. Let's go to our first caller, Mike in Palm Harbor. Mike, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
I love the show. Is now the time for the financials with like BAC taking off and all that? Is now a good time to get into?
Well, I tell you what, when we come back from break, stick with us. We'll go take a look at the financials. We'll see how this market is going to pop. Folks, you can get in line as well, 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. You got the Dow up 16 points. S&P's up 4. Composite up 7. Small caps up 1. NDX up 6. Financials. You know, Herb is on the line with us from Palm Harbor asking about financials, and everything is green. I think I've got the top 20 or 25 financials, and the only thing that is, nope, everything is green now. So, Herb, you were asking about getting in on the financials. What is it that you play there? What's the ETF, or are you looking at a specific stock? You know, let me help you out. What is it that you're specifically looking at? Uh-oh, did we lose Herb? No, we didn't lose Herb. We just lost his ability to... Herb, are you there? Seems like we might have lost Herb. Okay, sorry about that. So Herb is asking about the financials, so let me focus on the XLF. That's what I've got up on my screen here right now. That is the ETF structure for the financials. And you know, and folks, what you want to do is you want to go over to ProShares. You can do this on a nightly basis, and you can download what the holdings are inside there. They update that, and the importance is understanding what the weighting structure that's in there. So, for example, I believe the number one weighting in there is Wells Fargo. Then you've got Berkshire Hathaway, the B shares, and you got J.P. Morgan, Citibank, Bank of America, And so it's important to understand what's going on inside there as opposed to just only focusing on the ETF structure. Good to understand what's going on underlying, the actual ETF that you're trading here. Now, what you've got is you've got the financials here, and what you're going to see is two A to B equals C D patterns that completed yesterday, right in that 1386. Yesterday, the financials, the XLF closed at 1386. How about that? How's that? How does that work? So you got two ABCs that complete. The first ABC that you're looking at started back on the day that we came back from, some of us came back from Thanksgiving. I actually wasn't paying attention to the markets that day. That's when the markets put in a low during this, in essence, this session here that we're looking at. That becomes our A point, November 25th, the low there, 1173, moves all the way up into the time frame of December the 7th, pulls back. When it pulls back, let's go take a look and see what that retracement is as it pulls back, because it's going to be one of our sacred geometry numbers. Pulls back right into that 0.618 area, just a little bit beyond that. But that, folks, that fit our outcome. Our goal wasn't exactly that number, that 1336. It was to be in that range. If we get that outcome, folks, that is absolutely, what you want to see. And when you're down in Clearwater, folks, we want you to visit us here in the office, Suite 618. That just didn't happen by accident, did it? No. So that becomes our C point. The bottom here where we came down that 618 retracement, an A to B equals C to D. Now, when we were talking about the euro, we were looking at that 120-minute chart there, or the 30-minute chart, I can't recall which one. We were taking a look at that C to D leg. Well, in this case here, you can see on the C to D leg, with regard to the financials, it was following it, pulled back just a little bit, and so it's starting to get a little weaker, with regard to making that full extension. So, Mike, if you're listening in, that says with regard to buying in the financials right now, you got to have really a bit of caution. This is not really the time to buy when you've completed an A to B equals C to D. Also, what you've got is you're coming into that swing point of October 27th. The swing point there has got 232 million as far as the volume. You did have a gap up yesterday, so that gives you a little bit of a sign of strength, but we only did 69 million shares yesterday. I'm sorry, not yesterday. We did that on today's Thursday. On Tuesday. Then yesterday, we do 65 million shares, and so you're up into this area on light volume. So what you really want is you want the financials to give you another piece of information, because we're trading inside this swing point, this real important swing point, and you want to be able to see what happens when it tests the high. The high out there, Mike, you want to be paying attention to is 1417. If it closes above that on less than 232 million shares, it says the financials are going to be pulling back, and you might want to buy that next retracement. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
In 1929, Joe Kennedy had $4 million. By 1932, he grew it into $180 million. All this during the Great Depression. The good thing about economic difficult times is that the worst economy can produce the best rewards in the shortest period of time. In fact, during the last 130 years, 61% of that time has been spent in recession. How would you like the strategies that are bulletproof against the turmoil of our economy in these fast-changing times? For the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets used by millionaires and billionaires. These are bulletproof strategies that will absolutely astonish you. I'd love to introduce you to these concepts that will absolutely change your life. You'll learn the 3 ways to grow any business exponentially. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, and host of the Trader's Edge, both seen daily at TFNN.com. If you're even a little bit interested in accumulating wealth, providing a better life for you and your family, then go to TFNN.com, look under Breaking News, and click on the Get Steve Rhodes Special Report link, and I'll email you this free report, Pathways to Wealth.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And the stock that Mike in Palm Harbor wanted to look at was actually BAC. So I've got that up on my screen here right now. You've got the Dow is down 14 points. S&Ps are flat. Composite flat. The small caps down a point. NDX flat. Relatively flat out there, if you will. Wouldn't you say? Not the sailing type of weather. You want some wind at your back. Now, I do think the wind is at our back to move these markets higher, at least coming into the early part of next week. Now, what we're looking at on Bank of America, you're looking at the October 28th swing point. We talk about October 27th. So these 27th, 28th, when you start taking a look at the individual stocks with regard to the highs that were put in here. Now, what Bank of America did on the 28th was had 272 million shares. And what you can see here is, as it came, it's on this A to B equals C to D pattern, it's moving up towards a 2.618. Talk about truly getting extended here. That 2.618 seems to be the target on BAC. That would be $7.14. Well, what do you have out there? We've got the low of the October 28th swing point is down at 705. So it seems to me that's where Bank America is trying to at least get to. You had some real conviction, if you will, here on the on January the 5th. Where you had BAC with 546 million shares traded. As you were coming up into this area, into this swing point, you can see that you're coming up into the swing point with volume. So what that's telling us is it wants to at least get up into that swing point area, and then you've got to make a judgment call. Well, really not a judgment call. When you hit this swing point, that could be today, if you're hitting that with more than 272 million, what that says is that wants to go up and that wants to test the high of that area. The high there would be $7.43, but not the time to get in. What you want to do is you want to wait for a pullback. So let's say that the underlying aspect of the markets, the direction that the markets are trading, is to the north, is to the upside. Well, on Bank of America, what you would do is you would wait for a pullback as it comes into this day here, this little sign of strength, this day where we had 546 million shares. You'd wait till it pulls back and retraces into that area. If we just take our retracement tool, go all the way from the bottom where we had our 8-point start, all the way up to, let's say, where we think this will go to that that 714 area, what you're going to see is the retracement coming right into that top of that swing point is only a 0.382. If it comes in there on lighter volume and rejects that area, meaning it closes back above the high of 635, only a 0.382 retracement, that can be setting up another A to B equals C to D on Bank of America. Hard to believe, isn't it, folks? Well, not really. This is just charts. You've got to take all your opinions and throw them out the window. Just take a look at the charts. Just trade the charts. Just trade the sacred geometry. Just trade the patterns that are out there. That will save you, folks. So leave your opinions at the door and just look at the charts, because we're in markets that are going to go up and down forever. And we can teach you how to make money when they're going on the upside. You don't want to chase anything. You don't need to chase anything. What you do is we're going to teach you to fish. We want you to wait until the market pulls back into your ideal price so that you've got the right reward to risk in the trade here. And that's really what I teach. If you go over to the homepage of TFNN, you will see the power of position sizing. Please go take a look at that. You can have access to the position size calculator, 30 days absolutely free. I want you to understand the power of position sizing. It will impact your trading so much. You can always try my newsletter service for 30 days, unconditional. We're actually in the financials, Mike. We're in the FAS, and we've been doing really, really well on that trade. I think we've made more than a two-bagger, if you will. And so I do look for the financials to keep pushing up. Right now you've got King Dollar is backing off 44. You get the Dow down 15. I think, if we take a look at that euro, we're going to see a pretty nice upthrust into the trading session at some point in time today. Doesn't matter whether volume is light or not. What I do know is there is money flowing into the market, into the big mutual funds that are out there. So let's continue just going around the world. Let's see what we've got out here. We'll go over to the DAX first. You've got the DAX is trading up 52 points right now. And what the DAX is doing, the DAX is lagging. It's a little bit behind us. Of course, you would expect that. We're America. And so you've got the DAX is taking on its B swing point. That B is that December 5th area. The high on that is 6170. DAX trading out right now at the 6202. And I do expect the DAX will close up above that. And the DAX, believe it or not, is also trying to make an ABC. Now you can see that on the C to D leg here. You've got some weakness, not anywhere near the type of upthrust that we had on the A to B leg. And where the DAX is trying to get to is at least into that swing point. Whether it can make the full extension of an A to B equals C to D, not so sure. We'll watch how it plays out. But it at least wants to get down, get up, and test the low of that swing point on October 28th. Just like Bank of America, the low there is at 63.05. That's as we take a look at the DAX. Let's go take a look at the FTSE. The FTSE is kind of hovering in and out of positive and negative territory. If we take a look at the FTSE much stronger than the DAX, and the FTSE is already into that October 27th swing point. You can see from high to low. If I just simply go ahead and what you'll see here is you'll see a nice Gartley buy pattern. Actually, the FTSE retraced down past the 0.618. When the 618 doesn't hold on a Gartley pattern, what that's going to do, that's going to set up a 786. We can even draw that pattern in here. Let me just erase some of this stuff. We'll see what type of expansion off of any other swing point it is. And so this was a Gartley buy pattern right here. And, so about a 2.0 retracement there. But, it was really the 0.786 area that's really important here for you to take a look at. You had an A to B equals C to D. It was more than a 1-to-1. And now when you do that, when you have these patterns here, what you're normally going to do is you're going to retrace to the 0.618 area. And that's going from the top all the way down to the bottom. That's from your A to your D point. When you take a look at that, what does the FTSE do? Goes right to that sacred geometry area of 0.786. It told us it was going to do that. It was communicating to us. It was sending out the message loud and clear. How? Because when you came through this 0.382 area, when you came into this 0.618, you did it with a wide range bar. That said, you didn't have to know about what kind of volume was in it. You could just simply see from a price standpoint that the bulls wanted to push that up, and they wanted to push it up in a big way. And so that was telling us that at least what the FTSE wanted to do was at least go ahead and get up to that 0.786 area. Certainly you can see that's what it did here. Once you get up there, you're going to do something different. You're going to retrace. Well, let's go take a look at it. Looks like only about a 0.382 retracement from this point right here all the way up to the high that it made. No, just between the 0.382, almost down to that 0.618 area, folks. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing.
But what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while actually reducing your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns, making missed opportunities a thing of the past. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to your trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow is just slightly negative here, down about 8 points. S&P's just turned green. And what I've got on my screen here is the chart of Ecopetrol. I think I pronounced it. It's an integrated oil company in Colombia, Peru, Brazil, and on the USA Gulf Coast here. The ticker symbol on this is EC. Now, what's really cool, David White is working on the Art of the Chart software, which has some automatic screening capabilities to take a look at Gartleys and butterflies, and he was the one in one of his. It's great software. I love using that software, folks, and I know it'll be out relatively soon here. And he was able to help me pick up on this chart. Now, I featured this in one other chart in my newsletter this morning because, part of my newsletter service isn't just to make you money. That's certainly a big part of it, but it's also to educate you. It's also to teach you. It's also to train you. It's also to be able to put information out here because I want to absolutely be able to teach you to fish, or at least understand why it is that we're doing what it is that we're doing. To me, that creates real clarity, and it's all about growing. When you are growing, folks, you are really living, because then you're going to start giving, and that's what it's all about. And what we're taking a look at here is two patterns. You're taking a look at a butterfly expansion pattern that converged yesterday with a Gartley pattern. Now, the butterfly pattern, that would be considered a butterfly cell. It was a 1.272 expansion. It's the yellow area. Isn't that a beautiful looking butterfly? I mean, that is gorgeous. Look at the symmetry on that thing. And then from a Gartley standpoint, that's in the blue area, and it's also would be behind this yellow, if you will. But it's a 0.786. So you got a 786 Gartley cell. You've got a 1.272 butterfly cell. You talk about a thing of beauty. But you know what you do? What I love being able to do is taking all the tools, because one of their tools in my toolbox is volume. And so if you weren't paying attention to volume, you wouldn't be paying attention to what it is that you have right here, which was on September 16th when this thing busted out with high volume day, did about 1.5 million shares. And so if you were going to go ahead and take a short on this, which you absolutely shouldn't, I am not recommending that at all. I want to watch to see how this pattern here trades out. The most that you're going to likely get out of this is right down in that $46 area. 46 is the high, low is 44, and right here, what I think is going to happen when you take a look at this, how this thing is traded, we had a little gap in here. You still had a couple of decent volume days. Yesterday, you did about 400 million shares. And, the day before, a little bit more than that, 472 million, something like 424 million shares. What's interesting is we'll watch this stock here. We'll watch how this chart progresses. What this is actually telling me is that this wants to bust through this area. Now, when this busts through this area, we talk about a move of a move. Well, that would send you right up here to the highs. Well, what do you got up at the highs here? The volume you got up there, 300,000 shares. When this area fails, this actually stock could be turning into a much larger butterfly. And so, we'll watch this. Now, this is a little bit different than, I'll throw up the stock here of 3M. And we take a look at 3M. And what's so cool about these Gartley or butterfly patterns are that they are advanced indicators, and you're looking into the future. You're creating your own little crystal ball. You're identifying the area where you would want to go ahead and put on a trade. When we take a look at 3M here, look where we've got a Gartley cell pattern that's hooking up right here with a butterfly. This would be a 1.618 butterfly cell pattern. Now, all that is hooking up right here where you've got some nice volume, a downdraft, if you will. That is what you're trying to look at when you're putting it all together, when you're looking to be able to short a stock here. This would be an ideal. Now, where we're looking at is 92.64. Right now, you've got 3M trading out at $84. Stay tuned, folks. Tom and I are coming up next. Then we got Kate Stalter, Larry Pesavento with the Futures Hour, Ken Shreve from 3 to 4, Tom from 4 to 6. Love being here with you. Have a great day, folks. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning again.